Hello, second grade. We are back to lesson 11-1. We're taking it slow, so we're stretching it out over 2 days. That's because I really want you to understand this concept by the time we move on to other things along this same thinking. Let's look at the directions for the example. It says, read line plots. The line plot shows the heights of some children. This sounds familiar. Each X represents one child. Since there are 19 X's, there are 19 children in the group. So here is our line. Here are the different heights in inches, and the X's tell us how many children are that height. The shortest child is 45 inches tall. The tallest child is 55 inches tall. The height of each child is measured in inches. Now let's go to the practice. The directions say use the line plot about children's heights to answer the question. What is the difference in height between the tallest child and the shortest child in the group? So this is a lot like yesterday's question. We're going to look for the tallest child. So here's the X over the largest number, that's 55. Remember, we always start with the largest number first when we are subtracting and finding the difference. Then we have the shortest child over here at 45 inches. This is probably something you could do mental math subtracting, but just in case you're having trouble seeing that, let's do it here on the side. 5 minus 5 is 0. 5 minus 4 is 1. So the difference in height is 10 inches. Number 2, how many children have a height of 46 inches? So let's find 46 here. Oh, tricky question. Do you see anyone there? No, I don't. 0 children are 46 inches. And number 3, what is the most common height in the group? That would be the height that has the most children X'd above it. And if you look carefully, you will see that it is 49. Anytime you aren't sure, you can slow down and you can pause, rewind, and go back. In case you hear that clicking sound, that is Boo Boo. Let's show you. There she is. Anytime you hear clicking, she's usually wandering somewhere around close to me because she gets anxious when I'm not nearby. Okay, let's go to this page, which it does say homework, but we are not going to treat it as homework. We're going to treat it as part of our learning lesson because the homework will be the 3rd page that I've given you right here. All right, some children are of different ages, measured their hand spans. Oh, this is like yesterday's. This is the distance from the tip of the pinky to the tip of the thumb. Use the line plot of the data to answer exercises 1 through 4. So here we have the length in centimeters that the children have different hand spans. Question number 1, what is the most common hand span length? So that would be the number that has the most X's above it, and that would be 15. So 15 centimeters. I'm going to put cm as the abbreviation for centimeters. Number 2, how many children measured their hand span? So how many children are there in all? Let's count and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We have 20 children. Problem number 3. Caitlin's hand span is 2 centimeters shorter than the most common hand span. What's the length of her hand span? All right, so her hand span is 2 centimeters shorter than the most common hand span. So if we find the most common hand span first and then subtract 2 centimeters from it, we will know what her hand span is. So looking at this chart, which is the most common? It has the most X's. That would be right here. So that would be 15. But we know Caitlin is not 15. Hers is 2 centimeters shorter. So I'm going to subtract 2 away from that. And I should get 5 minus 2 is 3. Bring down the 1. Caitlin's hand span is 13 centimeters long. Number 4. If another child measures his or her hand span and adds it to the line plot, what length is it most likely to be? Most likely means that it doesn't have to be perfect. It should be close though. So what do you think? If you look at this chart here, what's the most likely length that a child's hand will probably be? If you say 15 or 14, you are correct. Most likely because most of our hand spans fall between 14 and 15. So I'm going to say here, what length is it most likely to be? I'll pick the one that has the most. So it is most likely to be 15 centimeters. And I will leave it like that. That is our practice session. Now let's go to the actual homework. Remember, you always have one sheet that you should be doing by yourself. But because this is something very new, I do feel like I can do this with you. So here, the paper says line plot. This is the extra sheet that I'm inserting. It is not part of the textbook. It says Susan makes bracelets from glass beads and sells them online. She charges between $5 and $12 for each bracelet, depending on its size and style. The line plot below shows how much she received for each bracelet sold this week. Ooh, okay, so here's the bracelets that she sold, and some of them cost $5, some cost $9, some cost $10, some cost $11, some cost $12, and you'll notice 6, 7, and 8, nothing was sold, no bracelets there. Every X represents a bracelet. So now let's start with the questions. I will not do all of them with you. I'll do the ones though that I think you might have some questions on. Number 1, how many $5 bracelets did Susan sell this week? I think you can do that one. Simply go to $5 and find out how many X's there are. Number 2, how much money did Susan earn on $5 bracelets alone? Oh, okay. So now we have to consider that every X is worth $5 because that's how much she earned on $5 bracelets alone. Let's count by 5s. Ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. That's a lot of money. She earned $40 on the $5 bracelets alone. Number 3, how many $11 bracelets did Susan sell this week? Well, I think you can find that. You just have to count the X's above 11. Number 4, how much money did Susan earn on $11 bracelets alone? Oh, so we have 11 plus 11 plus 11. We could do this in 2 parts, or we could do it all at the same time, which you have done in your math already on another lesson. So let's go ahead and add. Let's start with our ones place first. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. And 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So she earned $33. Good job for her. Okay, number 5. How many more? Oh. Remember, whenever we see those 3 words, what do? How many more $10 bracelets did she sell than $9 bracelets? So how many more means subtract. You need to find out how many bracelets did she sell that were $10? How many bracelets did she sell that were $9? And you have to find the difference. You have to subtract. How many more? Number 6. How many bracelets did Susan sell in all? Oh, well, all you have to do is you have to count all those X's, and then you will know how many bracelets she sold in all. Last one, number 7. How much money did Susan earn this week? Woo, that's a big question. Why don't we go ahead and write down what we know already? We already know how much she earned for $5 bracelets. She earned $40. Then we know how much for $11 bracelets she earned $33. Now let's count the other ones. For $9 bracelets, she has 2. What's 9 plus 9? Oh. Okay, I have 18. And if you can't see that, I wonder if I can bring it up a little closer there. Okay. All right, so we have here 9 plus 9 is 18. Then let's count the $10 bracelets. Well, that's going to be easy because all we have to do is count by tens. So let's go ahead. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. 70. All right. And last of all, we have one $12 bracelet. So what do we do now? We have to add these. But let's add it a little bit at a time. Our time is almost out, so I'm going to get you started, but then you might have to finish it by yourself. I'm going to go in order, starting with the $5 bracelets plus the $9 bracelets. Let me add that first. 0 plus 8 is 8. 4 plus 1 is 5. Now that I know that, I'm going to add the $10 bracelets to that. So I'm going to put 58 up here, and I'm going to add 70 for the $10 bracelets next. 8 plus 0, 5 plus 7. Now I'm going to add $33. That's how much I made with the $11 bracelets. So I'm going to take 128 plus 33 and add 8 plus 3 is 11. I'm going to regroup and carry that 1 over there. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. Bring down the 1. Last thing, I'm almost out of time. I have 161 and I'm going to add the $12 bracelet right here. I'm going to leave that for you to do by yourself, but whatever you get for your answer, you're going to put it right there. Okay, good job, 2nd grade. We have finished the next math lesson, and I'm sure you're going to do great when you do the rest of these by yourself. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.